Archangel Michael says, "My child, my beloved, do not skip." This message reached you on purpose, and it reached you now, not earlier, not later, because this exact moment is when your heart was quiet enough to hear it. Listen carefully, stay with me, and if your heart feels safe here, you may follow this channel once so you do not miss what is unfolding. You have been carrying questions you never speak out loud. You have been waking up with a weight you cannot explain. You have been strong in silence while waiting for a sign that feels real, not forced, not imagined, and this is why this message pressed through everything to find you today, because you are closer than you realize and you are not standing alone in this moment. My child, your waiting has not been empty, your confusion has not been ignored, your tears that fell when no one was watching were seen, recorded, held, and the strength you showed when you wanted to give up has already shifted something unseen. Do not look away now, stay with me, because what you think is delayed has been carefully guarded until it could arrive without harm. Listen carefully, there has been watching, there has been recording, there has been preparation happening quietly around your life, not loudly, not dramatically, but precisely. Moments you thought were coincidences were not, delays that frustrated you were not punishments, they were shields, and paths that closed were not rejections, they were redirections away from what could have wounded you before you were ready. My beloved, you have felt resistance without a face, pressure without a name, heaviness without a clear cause, and still you kept moving forward, and that is why protection surrounded you tighter than you know, unseen hands blocking what you never needed to fight, unseen clearings happening while you slept. Stay with me, do not skip, because leaving now disrupts the timing that is settling into place. There is good news approaching your life, not shouted, not announced publicly, but carried quietly by someone whose heart has been restless, someone whose words have been held back not by absence of feeling but by timing, someone who has rehearsed a confession in silence more times than you imagine, and this is why your spirit has felt stirred lately, because hearts connected by design respond before minds understand. My child, the waiting you endured was not meant to break you, it was meant to align you, to soften what needed to open and strengthen what needed to hold steady, and heaven has been patient with you not because you were weak but because you were precious. Listen carefully, protection has been active around you, blocking conversations that could mislead you, delaying information that could overwhelm you, clearing paths you will soon step onto without fear, and the resistance you felt losing strength lately is not coincidence, it is retreat. Stay with me, because the moment you are tempted to doubt is often the moment before confirmation, and walking away too early makes the door feel heavier than it is. My beloved, there are words forming that want to reach you, words filled with relief, honesty, and truth that has been waiting for safety before release, and you will recognize them not by drama but by peace, not by urgency but by clarity, and when they arrive you will feel something in your chest settle instead of tighten. Listen carefully, signs have already begun aligning around you, subtle shifts, repeated thoughts, gentle nudges that feel familiar. This is not imagination, it is alignment, and it is happening now, today, in this window that is open briefly but intentionally. My child, you have been guarded from what could drain you, protected from what could confuse you, and held steady while others moved chaotically around you, and this is why what is coming can reach you cleanly, without interference, without distortion, without fear. Do not skip, stay with me, because attention anchors timing, and presence keeps pathways open, and the moment you give your focus here something settles into place that cannot be rushed later. My beloved, the person connected to you has felt a pull they could not explain, a restlessness that did not go away, a knowing that kept returning no matter how busy life became, and silence did not erase that, it sharpened it, and now readiness is replacing hesitation. Listen carefully, there is movement happening behind the scenes, quiet decisions, internal shifts, courage gathering, and when it surfaces it will feel sudden to you, but it has been building carefully, patiently, deliberately. My child, you are not late, you are not forgotten, you are not behind, you are exactly where protection kept you so that what arrives next does not miss you, and that is why you were asked to stay strong longer than felt fair. Stay with me, do not skip, because leaving early delays what is already leaning toward you, and attention is the final alignment needed. My beloved, there has been guarding around your emotions, shielding around your heart, and clarity clearing the fog you once lived in, and you may notice recently that fear no longer grips you the way it used to. That is not because nothing is happening, it is because you are being prepared to receive without panic. Listen carefully, confirmation does not always arrive loudly, sometimes it arrives as a sentence spoken softly, a message sent unexpectedly, a realization that lands gently but firmly, and when it comes you will know it was worth the wait. My child, stay present, stay open, stay with me, because the timing is not random, and the window you are in matters, and the good news moving toward you cannot reach you if you turn away from the moment meant to receive it. My beloved, protection remains around you now, stronger than before, clearing the final resistance, holding the final space, and ensuring that what is meant to reach you does so without distortion, without fear, without harm. Listen carefully, what has been held back is not lost, it is approaching with intention, and the closer it gets the quieter everything else becomes, because noise cannot survive near alignment. My child, trust the calm you feel right now, trust the steadiness replacing urgency, trust the sense that something is settling, because this is how truth arrives when it is safe. Stay with me until the final word, because what is moving toward you has already passed every barrier placed in its way, and nothing unnamed, unseen, or unspoken can stop it now. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me, my child, do not let your attention slip now, because this is the exact moment when the unseen leans closer to the seen, and leaving here would feel small later even if it feels tempting now. Listen carefully, your heart already knows this continuation matters, because the quiet you feel right now is not emptiness. It is anticipation settling into place. My beloved, you have reached a threshold without realizing it, a point where waiting turns into receiving, where silence turns into meaning, and this shift does not announce itself with noise, it reveals itself through stillness, and that is why you must stay, because the moment you stay present, something aligns that cannot align in distraction. My child, you have endured nights where your thoughts circled the same questions, mornings where hope felt fragile, days where you wondered if your strength was being wasted, and all of that has been accounted for, none of it has been ignored, and what is coming carries the weight of that endurance in its timing. Listen carefully, there has been movement you could not see, decisions forming in quiet places, courage gathering where fear once lived, and when it reaches you it will feel natural, not forced, because it was allowed to ripen fully before approaching. Stay with me, do not skip, because the urge to leave is often resistance dissolving, and resistance dissolving feels like restlessness before relief. My beloved, protection remains active around you now, stronger than before, holding space so nothing interferes with what is nearing you, and you may notice that distractions are trying harder lately, pulling your attention away, urging you to scroll, to doubt, to move on, and that is not coincidence, it is timing pressure, and staying here steadies what is unfolding. My child, the good news moving toward you carries truth that settles rather than shocks, honesty that heals rather than wounds, and when it arrives it will not demand you chase it, it will meet you where you are, because alignment moves both ways. Listen carefully, you are being guided to remain present not out of fear, but out of readiness, because what is approaching needs you calm, open, and grounded, not rushing, not grasping, not bracing for impact. Stay with me, because the calm you feel now is the final preparation, the quiet before confirmation, the breath before words are spoken, and words are closer than you think. My beloved, the connection tied to you has been tested by time, strengthened by distance, clarified by silence, and now it stands steady enough to speak without breaking, and that is why this moment feels heavy and light at the same time. My child, do not underestimate the power of staying, of listening, of letting this moment complete itself, because presence is the last key, and you are holding it now. Listen carefully, the signs you asked for are not dramatic, they are precise, they arrive in ways that fit you, that respect your heart, that honor your patience, and when you see them you will understand why nothing rushed this. Stay with me, my beloved, because the final alignment is happening quietly, and quiet things are easily missed by those who move too fast. My child, you are closer than you have ever been, not because you tried harder, but because you stayed softer, and that is why what is coming can reach you without resistance. Remain here, breathe, listen, feel the steadiness returning to your chest, because this is how protection feels when it has done its work. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me now, my child, do not let your focus drift, because this is the moment where meaning tightens and truth draws closer, and your presence here is not accidental, it is required. Listen carefully, the stillness you feel is not an ending, it is a door opening without sound. My beloved, you have reached a point where your heart no longer needs proof to remain steady, and that steadiness is what allows what is coming to approach without resistance, without confusion, without delay. Do not skip, stay with me, because attention seals what has already been approved, and leaving now would feel like turning away just as something steps into view. My child, there has been a quiet rearranging around your life, subtle shifts you sensed but could not name, thoughts returning with new clarity, emotions softening where they once felt sharp. This is preparation completing itself. Listen carefully, the good news you sensed approaching is not distant anymore, it is near enough to be felt before it is heard, near enough to cause your heart to pause without knowing why, and that pause is recognition. Stay with me, my beloved, because the one connected to you has reached a point where silence no longer feels safe, where holding back feels heavier than speaking, and that internal change is already set in motion. My child, protection remains around you as this nearness increases, guarding your peace, filtering what reaches you, ensuring that when words arrive they arrive clean, honest, and whole. Do not look away now, because the urge to move on often appears right before confirmation, and patience in this moment is rewarded with clarity, not confusion. Listen carefully, your waiting has shifted into readiness, your questions into openness, and your heart into a place where it can receive without fear, and this did not happen by chance, it was guided step by step. Stay with me, because what is aligning needs you calm, present, and receptive, not distracted, not doubting, not rushing ahead. My beloved, you are not being tested now, you are being positioned, and positioning feels quiet, almost ordinary, but its impact is lasting. My child, notice how your breathing feels steadier, how the tension you carried has softened. This is the signal that protection has cleared enough space for truth to enter gently. Remain here, listen, let this moment finish what it started, because completion requires staying until the last movement settles. My beloved, what has been moving toward you has already crossed thresholds you never saw, already passed obstacles you never needed to face, and it is arriving because it is meant to, not because you chased it. Stay with me, my child, because presence now locks timing into place, and timing once locked cannot be undone. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me a little longer, my child, do not let your fingers move away now, because the pull you feel to continue is not curiosity, it is alignment, and alignment asks for presence. Listen carefully, the quiet pressure in your chest right now is not anxiety, it is recognition before understanding. My beloved, you have been brought to this exact stretch of time because something is finalizing itself around you, not loudly, not visibly, but decisively, and moments like this require stillness, not movement. Do not skip, stay with me, because attention is the last seal, and when you remain, what is forming completes its shape. My child, you have noticed how distractions try to interrupt you right now, how the urge to scroll or leave suddenly appears, and that is not random, it is the final resistance dissolving, and resistance always stirs before it disappears. Listen carefully, what is approaching your life has already chosen you, that choice was made quietly, firmly, without confusion, and that is why your heart has felt a strange mix of calm and anticipation. Stay with me, my beloved, because the one connected to you is closer to speaking than you realize, closer to acting than they admit, and when that moment arrives it will feel sudden to you, even though it has been building patiently. My child, protection is still active now, holding everything steady so nothing interrupts this nearing exchange, and you may feel unusually grounded in this moment. That grounding is intentional, it keeps you open without fear. Do not look away now, because leaving early does not stop what is coming, but it delays how gently it arrives, and gentleness matters for your heart. Listen carefully, your waiting has matured into readiness, and readiness changes how truth enters your life. It no longer shocks, it settles, it no longer hurts, it heals. Stay with me, because the calm you feel now is the environment where confirmation lands safely, and rushing breaks that environment. My beloved, there is a reason this message keeps holding you here. It is not to trap you, it is to steady you, because steadiness is what allows clarity to arrive without distortion. My child, remain present, feel the stillness deepen, let this moment complete itself, because completion is close and closeness requires patience. Stay with me until the final breath of this moment, because what is moving toward you has already passed every unseen barrier, and nothing that remains unnamed can interfere now. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me, my child, remain here, because this moment is thinner than others and truth moves more easily through thin moments. Listen carefully, the sense that time has slowed right now is not illusion, it is allowance, a quiet permission for what has been waiting to step closer without noise. My beloved, you have been stronger than you admit, softer than you realize, and both of those qualities have prepared you for what is nearing. Do not skip, because your staying steady's the final approach. My child, there has been a gentle tightening of alignment around you, a narrowing of possibilities into one clear direction, and that narrowing can feel like pressure before it feels like relief. Stay with me as it settles. Listen carefully. The good news does not rush because it respects you, it approaches because the space is finally clear, and clearing is what protection has been doing while you wondered why things felt slow. My beloved, you may feel an urge to check elsewhere, to look for answers outside this moment, and that urge is simply habit dissolving, not guidance. Guidance brought you here and asks you to remain until the feeling completes itself. Stay with me, because the stillness you are practicing right now is the same stillness that will recognize confirmation when it arrives, and recognition matters more than explanation. My child, the connection tied to you has crossed from hesitation into resolve, and resolve carries a different energy, calmer, heavier, more certain, and you are already responding to it without words. Listen carefully. There is a reason your breathing feels slower, your thoughts quieter, your body less tense. This is how protection feels when it steps slightly back to let truth pass through. Do not look away now, because attention keeps the pathway smooth, and smooth pathways allow gentle arrivals. My beloved, nothing you endured was wasted, nothing you waited through was forgotten, and nothing approaching you now comes by accident, it comes because timing has agreed. Stay with me, my child, let this moment finish its work, because completion is close and closeness requires patience more than effort. Remain here, feel the steadiness deepen, allow the quiet to speak without words, because this is how assurance arrives when it is real. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me, my child, remain right here, because this is the narrow bridge where patience turns into arrival, and stepping off now only stretches the distance you no longer need to travel. Listen carefully, the warmth you feel behind your ribs is not imagination. It is reassurance settling in before words take shape. My beloved, you have been guided to pause, not because nothing is happening, but because something delicate is finalizing, and delicate things require stillness to arrive intact. Do not skip, stay with me, because your attention is calming the final ripples, smoothing what once felt uncertain, allowing what is ready to approach without resistance. My child, there has been a quiet agreement forming beyond your sight, intentions aligning, courage strengthening, timing synchronizing, and you are sensing it now as a gentle pull to remain present. Listen carefully, the urge to leave is fading because clarity is replacing it, and clarity feels like calm rather than excitement, like certainty rather than urgency. My beloved, protection is still standing close, watching the edges, keeping distractions at bay, ensuring that nothing interrupts this final approach, and that is why this moment feels held, contained, safe. Stay with me, because staying allows recognition to bloom naturally, and recognition is how truth makes itself known without explanation. My child, you are not waiting anymore, you are receiving, and receiving begins with openness, not movement, not searching, not rushing ahead. Listen carefully, what is moving toward you carries honesty that does not need to convince, sincerity that does not need to prove, and when it reaches you it will feel like something clicking into place rather than something surprising you. Do not look away now, because this calm is the doorway, and doorways are quiet by design. My beloved, let this stillness deepen, let the moment complete itself, because completion is gentle when you allow it, and force is no longer required. Stay with me until the final settling, because what has crossed every unseen threshold is now close enough to be felt, and nothing unnamed can interfere anymore. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped. Stay with me for this final breath, my child, do not move away now, because this is the moment where everything quiets enough for certainty to land. Listen carefully, the calm surrounding you is not emptiness, it is arrival without noise. My beloved, you have stayed through the waiting, through the stillness, through the moments where doubt tried to pull you elsewhere, and that staying has completed what needed completion. My child, what was preparing has finished preparing, what was aligning has aligned, and what was approaching is now close enough to be felt without fear. Do not skip, do not rush, let this moment seal itself, because sealing happens gently, not loudly. Listen carefully, the reassurance settling in your chest is the confirmation you asked for long before words appear, and when words do arrive they will match this peace exactly. My beloved, protection remains around you, not to block anymore, but to witness, to hold, to ensure nothing disturbs what is now inevitable. Stay with me as this final stillness settles, because this stillness is strength, it is readiness, it is trust completed. My child, you are protected. You are seen. Stay with the final word, because what is moving toward you cannot be stopped.